Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next hour, New Zealand, Australia, Japan and South Korea welcome the new year with fireworks display. India all set to welcome 2025 in a few hours from now. Worries mount in Eastern Europe as the Russia-Ukraine gas transit deal ends on 31st December. The USA's Chinese hackers stole documents in a cyber attack. Beijing rejects accusation. And South Korea court issues a warrant to arrest impeached President Yoon. With the launch of SpaceX, the Indian Space Research Organization has made a giant leap for India's space missions in future. Tripti Tripathi reports from New Delhi.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
In a landmark achievement, the Indian Space Research Organization has successfully launched SpaceX, the space docking experiment, marking a significant milestone for India's space program. With this, India becomes the fourth nation in the world to master autonomous spacecraft docking technology.
This is one of the first experiments undertaken by India as far as the docking technology is concerned. But I think what makes it special is that it is a purely indigenous technology, and that's why it's been appropriately named as Bharatiya docking technology. And that is very much in keeping with Prime Minister Modi's mantra of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
SpaceX is a revolutionary technology demonstrator designed to test the intricate process of docking to small spacecraft in low Earth orbit. The critical capability represents a giant leap for India's future space missions, including the much-anticipated Gaganyaan human spaceflight program, the upcoming Chandrayaan-4 lunar mission, and the envisioned Indian space station.
The rocket has placed the satellites in the right orbit, which is 475 kilometers circular orbit. SpaceX 2 satellites are moved. You would have seen in the animation that they moved little one behind the other. So over the period of time, for the days, it will pick up further distance, travel to almost a 20-kilometer distance away.
ISRO continues to lead India's space ambitions with groundbreaking achievements, from the historic Chandrayaan-3 landing on the Moon's South Pole to the Aditya L1 mission reaching the Sun's halo orbit. ISRO has redefined space exploration. The successful launch of the INSAT 3DS weather satellite marked another milestone. Designed for a 10-year operational life, the satellite enhances India's capabilities in weather forecasting. India's premier space agency also launched PSLV's C-58 X-ray polarimeter satellite that made India the second nation to send an observatory to study astronomical sources such as black holes. Additionally, India's collaboration with the European Space Agency on the Proba 3 satellites has demonstrated the country's expertise in precision formation flying, pushing the boundaries of innovation and global partnerships.
Space missions are just a fraction of the cost of the counterpart missions sent by other agencies, though we are in a set lead of just about 3 or 4 nations. Our application of space technology in different sectoral projects is much higher in scale compared to any other country. Whether it's the health sector, it's the agriculture sector, so you name any sector, space technology in India has been applied almost in every sector of development and every infrastructure project.
As ISRO sets its sights on the future, it is charting a transformative decade for India's space exploration journey. India is on course to solidify its position as a self-reliant and globally competitive space power. Tripti Tripathi's report for DD India.
All right, joining us to talk more about India's successful launch of its first space docking mission is Group Captain Dr. Ajay Lele, retired. Group Captain Dr. Lele is the Deputy Director General of the Manohar Parrikar Institute for Defence Studies and Analyses. It's a state-funded think tank headquartered in New Delhi. Dr. Lele, welcome to DD India News Hour. To begin with, I have a couple of questions, basic, fundamental questions to ask for the benefit of viewers joining us from India and around the world. First, how would you explain docking to a viewer who doesn't understand what it means?
You see, many of the viewers must have seen the International Space Station. Presently we have Sunita Williams staying over there for quite some time. So when Sunita Williams traveled towards the International Space Station, she traveled in a rocket. From that rocket, she had to enter the International Space Station. So there is a path which is created from which she can enter. So that means her rocket had docked with the International Space Station and then she entered the International Space Station. In a similar fashion, the astronauts who were getting back from the International Space Station, the surface of the Earth, the reverse process happened. They left the International Space Station and entered the rocket. So during this entire phase, the rocket and the International Space Station were docked together. So this is what is going to happen when India will establish its own space station.
Okay.
But we have to take some baby steps to understand the technologies related with docking. Because these are the technologies, as it was already said, that only 3 countries have mastered that art. And nobody shares these technologies. So what India yesterday has done is that India has launched 2 small satellites. Each satellite is weighing around 220 kilograms. And those satellites are now positioned into a low Earth orbit. Over a period of time, they will be at a distance of around 20 kilometers from each other. And by 7th of January, the docking is expected to happen. That means the distance from 20 kilometers will slowly start getting reduced to say 15 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers. And finally, when there will be hardly any distance left, both the satellites will dock with each other. So as far as this docking technology is concerned, it's a new technology which ISRO scientists have worked over a period of time. In fact, more than 10 years they have worked on this technology. Because to undertake a very precision docking, you require a lot of technologies, right from sensors to radars to telescopes to various types of technologies. So they have mastered these technologies and now they expect the docking to happen on 7th of January.
Right. Also, if you could, Dr. Lele, explain to our viewers, why is docking an important milestone in India's space journey?
You see, as far as India's space journey is concerned, we have come a long way over a period of time. But as far as all our missions were concerned, they were essentially for a socio-economic benefit of the country.
Right.
That means we have launched satellites for the purposes of weather. We have launched satellites for the purposes of remote sensing. That means you are undertaking Earth observations, basically to manage your resources on the surface of the Earth. Then we have invested into communication technologies. You all understand that today you and me are able to talk basically because of satellite communication technologies. Audio, video signals are being transmitted from one place to other place in real time. Then we have mastered the art of a navigational technologies also. So all these technologies have got tremendous amount of benefits for socio-economic development. So now subsequently we have decided to take further steps into the domain of a space. As of September this year, Government of India has approved 4 major projects as far as ISRO is concerned for coming 2 decades or so, one can say. So these projects involve, one is a mission to Venus. We have already undertaken a successful mission to Mars in 2013-14. So now we want to have our eyes towards the Venus. The other project is the Gaganyaan mission, which is going to happen either by end of this year or early next year. We want to slightly upscale that mission. So that project also has been approved. Then we want to undertake a mission to Chandrayaan again by using a Chandrayaan 4 rocket. This time it is going to be a mission where we are going to get the samples back from the moon surface. So basically the soil from the moon surface we will be getting back through mission. And the last mission which has been approved is a space station. So as far as these 4 missions are concerned, other than the Venus mission, for rest 3 missions, you require the docking technology.
I see.
So today when we are investing into these technologies, we have got a future in our mind. Because when we want to develop our own space station, definitely when our astronauts are going to go over there, like I already explained about the International Space Station, in similar fashion, you will also require to develop a docking technology. So we are making an initial start by doing these activities as of yesterday, and we expect the docking to become successful by 7th of Jan, and subsequently we are going to expand on this technology. So this is, I can say, a first step which is extremely important as far as India's future missions for the space are concerned.
Right. So as you say, Dr. Lele, this technology will help India in at least 3 of the 4 future missions. One, to put an Indian, get samples from the moon, to put an Indian in space for the human space flight program, and last but not the least, for an Indian space station. Now, could you also talk a bit more at some length of putting an Indian in space again, the human space flight called Gaganyaan?
As far as Gaganyaan is concerned, the program has got slightly delayed, essentially because of there were COVID crisis in between.
Right.
But now the program is on track. It is expected that by this year, at least in the beginning of this year, we will be launching first uncrewed mission. We are going to undertake a crewed missions. Our astronauts have already got trained in Russia. So those part of the job is over. They are continuously training themselves, keeping themselves updated with the technologies. But now what is remaining is to undertake uncrewed missions just to check the validity of various systems.
Okay.
And when we get a success with these 2 uncrewed missions, we will be launching a human mission. It is expected that we will launch, say, 3 astronauts. They will stay in a space for a period of around 7 days. These are the initial indications which I have received. But otherwise, we will have to undertake the mission, first the uncrewed mission. So we have already established a robot called Vyomitra. So the next mission, the first uncrewed mission, will be not carrying any human, but a robot will do the same activities which human is going to do. So we will be able to test our various technologies. Then there is one system called crew escape module. Suppose a launch takes place and immediately after launch something goes wrong. Then we want to ensure that the crews remain safe. So there is a concept of a crew escape module. So we are going to test that technology also in coming 2 to 3 months. So it appears that either by end of this year or in the beginning of next year, either by end of 2025 or by beginning of 2026, we should have a Indian astronaut in an Indian spacecraft visiting the space and coming back safely.
Wonderful. You also spoke about India's moon mission, the Chandrayaan mission. You spoke about how India wants to harness or master this docking technology in order to bring samples from the surface of the moon back to Earth. But does India also propose to send an Indian to the moon?
Yes, that is a plan which we have got. We are expecting that to happen by 2040. So it's a long-term plan.
Okay.
Right now, as far as Chandrayaan 4 mission is concerned, why we require a docking technology is because the Chandrayaan 4 rocket and the satellite, they are very big. So India is not in a position to launch a very big satellite in one go. So what we are planning to do is that we will launch parts of satellites out into the space, and after we master this technology, we will use the similar type of a technology for joining those satellites out into the space. So some parts of the satellites will be sent into the space, say maybe 1 module or 2 modules, and they will get joined out into the space, and then they will start moving towards the moon surface. And there we will be doing excavation, getting some soil back and deliver it on the earth.
All right. On that note, Dr. Lele, may I thank you for breaking it down for our viewers and helping them understand these complex issues better. Thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
And still to come on DD India News Hour. The US investigates impact of China cyber attack. And families of South Korea plane crash victims struggle to find closure.
issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. The US Treasury Department has suffered a major cyber attack, with US lawmakers accusing Chinese state-sponsored hackers of stealing sensitive documents. The breach has heightened concerns over escalating cyber threats. However, Beijing has denied the allegations, calling them groundless and politically motivated.
The US Treasury Department has been hit by a major cyber attack. The lawmakers alleging that Chinese state-sponsored hackers were behind the breach. The hackers reportedly stole sensitive documents, prompting concerns about escalating cyber threats. Beijing, however, has dismissed the accusations as politically motivated.
We have repeatedly stated our position on such groundless allegations which lack evidence. China has always opposed all forms of hacker attacks, and we are even more opposed to spreading false information against China for political purposes.
The latest breach of the US Treasury Department's systems has once again turned the spotlight on Chinese state-sponsored cyber activity. In March 2024, the US Department of Justice indicted 7 hackers linked to the Chinese government for targeting critics of China, US businesses, and politicians. In May 2024, Britain's Ministry of Defense fell victim to a Chinese cyber attack, which compromised sensitive data on its military personnel, excluding special forces. In February 2024, Chinese spies were found to have installed malware in a Dutch military network, an operation that began in 2023. Back in August 2023, Chinese hackers infiltrated the personal and political emails of a US congressman from Nebraska. In May 2023, Guam's US communications network was breached, with hackers using legitimate credentials to evade detection. And in December 2022, hackers stole at least $20 million in COVID-19 relief funds from the US, including SBA loans and unemployment benefits. The latest Treasury Department breach adds to a long list of alleged cyber attacks attributed to Chinese state-backed actors. As tensions rise, the focus now shifts to strengthening global cybersecurity and holding perpetrators accountable. Amish Mahajan's report, DD India.
A court in South Korea on Tuesday issued an arrest warrant for impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol, who faces a criminal investigation for possible insurrection after declaring martial law on 3rd December. Yoon's lawyer called the warrant invalid. His supporters and opponents alike rallied near his residence in Seoul. Some call the warrant late but fortunate. Diptanshu Kashyap has more.
After being impeached and suspended from power for imposing martial law on 3rd December, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol's troubles keep mounting as he now faces an arrest warrant approved by a court on Tuesday. This marks the first ever arrest warrant issued for an incumbent president. Yoon is under investigation for possible insurrection charges, and the court also approved a search warrant for his residence. Opponents outside his home in Seoul are baying for action.
The investigative authorities have issued a summons request, but it has been ignored. As a result, they have obtained an arrest warrant and are proceeding with the arrest. However, even regarding this arrest warrant, Yoon Suk-yeol, who is accused of treason, claims it is illegal and refuses to acknowledge it. Therefore, it is imperative that this arrest warrant is executed and that this individual faces legal consequences.
Supporters of the foreign believe Yoon should have been arrested much sooner for his actions.
Despite repeated summons, President Yoon Suk-yeol has refused to attend, which makes it worse. I believe he should have been arrested when he declared martial law, as it was illegal. Although it feels late, I think the warrant is at least fortunate.
In response, Yoon's lawyer stated that his client's martial law declaration did not constitute insurrection and called the arrest warrant invalid. It remains unclear when or how the warrant will be executed.
The declaration of martial law is a power granted to the president under the Constitution. The president exercised this authority legitimately as part of their duty to protect the constitutional order of the nation.
Even Yoon's supporters expressed their support for the embattled president and opposed the arrest warrant.
The arrest warrant for President Yoon Suk-yeol is invalid. I came here to oppose the execution of the warrant. There are a lot of people supporting President Yoon Suk-yeol. So, us and many civic group leaders are gathered here to support.
Now let's understand the legal implications of the case. What next for impeached president? The current arrest warrant is viable until the 6th of January. It gives investigators only 48 hours to hold Yoon after he is arrested. Investigators must then decide whether to request a detention warrant or release him. The district court issued the warrant due to the likelihood that Yoon will not respond to summons without a justifiable reason. Once a celebrated public prosecutor known for his anti-corruption efforts, Yoon rose to the presidency in just a few years. However, his tenure has been marred by repeated scandals, culminating in the chaos of declaring martial law and sending troops and helicopters to the parliament, marking a dramatic fall from grace. Tanshu Kashyap's report for DD India.
South Korea's acting president Choi Sang-mok said on Tuesday that he would immediately move to fill vacancies on the Constitutional Court in an effort to restore stability after the impeachment of two of his predecessors. Choi said he would appoint 2 Constitutional Court justices immediately and a third when ruling and opposition parties can agree on nominating a candidate. Finance Minister Choi became acting leader on Friday after the impeachment of Prime Minister Han Duck-soo. As South Korea mourns the 29th December plane crash and families of victims struggle to find closure, questions abound as what really went wrong. The next report tells you more.
I can only accept it, make peace with it. No matter what I do, my daughter won't come back. I just hope to bring her body home for a proper ceremony.
This 77-year-old father has nothing to lose today. His daughter was one amongst the victims who lost her life in the crash. And he is not alone. Many are still waiting for the body of their loved ones to perform the last rites. The entire South Korea is in mourning as investigations intensify into the crash of Jeju Air flight at Muan International Airport, which claimed at least 179 lives. The plane belly landed before skidding into an embankment and bursting into a ball of flames. The crash occurred as the plane attempted an emergency landing after reportedly suffering a bird strike. Authorities say the embankment, which was criticized in a 2024 airport safety manual, has contributed to the devastation. Experts are focusing on why the aircraft's landing gear failed and why the plane was traveling so fast upon approach.
The flight data recorder has lost a key connector. We are conducting technical reviews to retrieve critical data.
The tragedy has sparked questions about the airport's design and the maintenance of South Korean Airlines' 737-800 fleet. Emergency inspections of all 101 such aircraft are underway, with findings expected in early January.
It really has to be a series of catastrophic events that lead to such a high loss of life. This kind of catastrophe to happen, a lot of things it is incredibly unusual.
The aftermath is no less harrowing. Bereaved families wait at the airport to claim their loved ones' remains, while investigators work with rapid DNA analysis to identify bodies. Wuhan airport remains closed, with the nation cancelling New Year's celebrations as a mark of respect. Meanwhile, Jeju Air has issued an apology, pledging support to the victims' families as the world extends condolences. Acting President has ordered comprehensive safety reviews of South Korea's airline operations in an attempt to restore public confidence. While the investigation seeks answers, the crash has left a scar on the nation and the aviation industry. As families grieve, the focus now shifts to uncovering what really went wrong to ensure such a tragedy never happens again. Bureau Report, DD India.
All right, now take a look at what else is making news around the world. At least 71 people have died in a road accident in Ethiopia, according to a spokesperson for the government of the country's southern region of Sidama. In a statement, its regional communication bureau said a truck packed with passengers plunged into a river some 300 kilometers south of Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa. A newly adopted law banned the use of fireworks in Denmark except on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. The new regulations aim to tighten control over sales and usage of fireworks. Fireworks cause distress among pets as well as animals in the zoo and also pose a threat to public safety amid warnings of a stormy weather. About a dozen nuns of Nepal's hilltop Druk Amitabha Monastery put on an amazing show of strength to hundreds of cheering well-wishers. The nuns performed to mark the institution's reopening 5 years after the COVID-19 pandemic forced it to close its doors to public. And still to come on DD India News Hour. Stoppage of Russian gas via Ukraine tests EU unity. And Ukraine shoots down a Russian helicopter, damages another one in the Black Sea.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium, we'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Goa, a wild nature paradise, where over a third of the state remains wild today, and every corner is full of surprises. Goa's forests evolve through the seasons. Insects and crocodiles flourish in the monsoon, butterflies in the months after the rains subside, and in the winter, the jungle transforms into a haven for birds.
Oh, there's a female right next to him. Oh my God, is that 8 otters? That's one of my favorite things about these forests. There are still so many
Right, let's go live to Hong Kong to witness the New Year celebrations. Right from Hong Kong, we take you now live to Taiwan for a glimpse of the New Year celebrations there.
是个年轻人，所以有很多梦想。他是个发明家，在等待他的梦工厂。他不是英雄，他需要朋友捧场。他想要挖到宝藏，跟着世界一起共享。心里想着计划，他根本忘了读书。翻过围墙，知道以后不同的路。他先走得太慢，所以他用力的跑。他知道时间还没到，他已经准备好。那早就习惯挫折，得不到该获得。他相信担保的话，这些一切都是过程。身边太多贵人。
首歌送给大家，祝福大家在新的一年每一天都是最棒的，而且是最好的。
闭上眼睛，你闭上眼，我自己默数平凡日子里面，选出你生命中最好的那一天。再问你最早的那天，或许也留下什么让你改变。后来你转了念，听起消息，心中一颗玫瑰。在酒吧里听见音乐，你开启了演唱会，把伤心对象组成桥队，去夺下了世界杯。也许是那天最好的一天，最好的那一天。
祝福大家新年快乐 ，Happy New Year！ 再次的感谢台北101，让我们有这么精彩的2025跨年烟火，让世界看见。
So as the rest of the world prepares to ring in 2025, some countries have already welcomed the new year. Take a look at the celebrations around the globe. New Zealand was among the first to welcome 2025 with a stunning fireworks display from Auckland's Sky Tower as the clock struck midnight, becoming one of the first countries to welcome the new year. Australia greeted 2025 with the city of Sydney dazzling spectators at midnight. Fireworks lit up the skies over the iconic Opera House and Harbour Bridge, drawing a crowd of more than 1 million people. In Germany's capital Berlin, preparations for the New Year's Eve event at the Brandenburg Gate included roadblocks, fencing and enhanced security measures set up earlier this week. In New York City in the US, preparations are in full swing at Times Square, where about 1 million people are expected to gather for the iconic New Year's Eve celebration. Millions more will tune in to watch online and on TV. At Rio de Janeiro's famous Copacabana beach in Brazil, last-minute preparations were completed for the world's largest New Year's Eve celebration, which is set to dazzle millions. And New Year's Eve fireworks in South Africa's Johannesburg was spectacular too. From colourful parades to private family gatherings, the festivities reflected a blend of local traditions and global influences. DD India correspondent Nazneen Ismail reports.
Good evening from South Africa. As the new year approaches, the air is filled with optimism and sparkling lights as people are abuzz with the festive cheer. The festive mood is infectious, laughter fills the streets, and the sparkling lights around us seem to mirror the brightness in everyone's eyes. There's a feeling of renewal, a fresh start that inspires optimism. Whether with loved ones or gathered in celebration, it's a time to reflect on the year gone by and embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. Together, we look forward to new beginnings, cherishing the moments that make life special, and welcoming a year filled with promise, growth, and happiness.
Happy New Year!
Happy New
Happy New
Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Have a blessed year. Have a prosperous year. A year that is better than the last. Make next year be your best year. one message: make every day count, moment by moment, live in the moment and enjoy every day. Happy New Year from South Africa! Happy New Year, South Africa!
From South Africa, here's wishing you a safe, blessed and happy New Year. I'm Nazneen for DD India, Johannesburg. Good evening from South Africa. As the new year approaches, the air is filled with optimism and sparkling lights as people are abuzz with the festive cheer.
Along with the rest of the world, India is bidding farewell to 2024 and welcoming 2025. Tourists from around the globe are flocking to Goa for New Year's celebrations. The party atmosphere began after Christmas in North Goa's coastal areas, with visitors from various states and countries joining in. Gulmarg, located in Baramulla district of Jammu and Kashmir, attracted a large number of tourists amid its snow-capped peaks and serene landscapes. Ahead of New Year, thousands of tourists thronged Manali, even as the weather department predicted clear but cold weather on 31st December and 1st January in Himachal Pradesh. And police have made additional security arrangements near the iconic Gateway of India in Mumbai for the New Year celebrations. India's President Draupadi Murmu has sent her greetings to fellow citizens on the eve of New Year 2025. In a message, the President said, "On the joyous occasion of New Year, I extend my heartiest greetings and best wishes to all Indians living in India and abroad. The coming of the New Year marks the beginning of new hopes, dreams and aspirations in our lives. The occasion of New Year gives us an opportunity to march forward with renewed vigor to fulfill our wishes. Let us welcome the New Year with joy and enthusiasm and take our society and nation further on the path of unity and excellence." Unquote. Right, let's get you a flavor of the anticipation and celebrations in some Indian cities. Joining me are my colleagues Shyama Mishra from Mumbai, Shishir Shelar is in Goa and Chandu S. Nair is in Kovalam, Kerala. First to you, Shyama, give us a sense of what is happening around you and the sheer anticipation in Mumbai as we speak for New Year 2025.
Good evening, Ramesh. Before showing you the visuals here at the iconic Marine Drive of Mumbai, I'd like to ask a few people over here, a few visitors over here who are planning on bringing in the New Year at Marine Drive. Hi, what's your name and how do you plan to celebrate New Year?
My name is Nandini and we are here for New Year's Eve, but as per the police officer said, there will be no firecrackers bursting over here because of the pollution going on all over the air and everywhere. So there will be no firecrackers bursting. But it will be a pollution-free New Year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. How are you celebrating? कैसे करेंगे आप?
बस देखो, हम आए हैं नरीमन पॉइंट पे। हर बार जैसे पटाखे जलते हैं, सब होते हैं, सब अच्छे से सज धज के आए, आज भी आए हैं। लेकिन आज जब पुलिस वालों ने बोला है कि पटाखे कुछ जलेंगी नहीं, तो थोड़ा सा डिसअपॉइंटमेंट है। लेकिन कुछ भी है तो हमारे लिए अच्छा है, लेकिन थोड़ा सा अभी आधे दिन को पता भी नहीं है कि यहाँ सेलिब्रेशन नहीं होने वाला है।
तो आप फिर कैसे प्लान कर रहे हैं?
बस हम तो यही प्लान करके आए कि यहाँ बैठेंगे, हर साल जैसे मनाते वैसे ही करेंगे। कुछ नहीं, अभी बैठेंगे, मंदिर वगैरह तो जाके आए हैं, अभी बैठेंगे थोड़े टाइम और फिर घर पे चले जाएंगे। ओके। लेकिन थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्ब है कि जो दिखाते हैं हर बार दिवाली वगैरह जैसे पटाखे वैसे आज नहीं है. Anyway, happy New Year's.
Okay, same to you. So Ramesh, I'll show you the visuals now. So thank you very much. This is Marine Drive, the whole of area, and as I was mentioning earlier, that people in large numbers are thronging this place way before midnight, and the scene over here at around midnight would be very different. Each year we do see a lot of fireworks, but as Delhi and Mumbai are going through suffering through bad AQI this time around, the officials have taken this decision that there'll be no firecracking, there'll be no bursting. And everything would be quiet over here. So a quiet celebration here at Marine Drive, and as you can see, the police deployment is quite heavy over here. There are watchtowers, there are special police personnel deployed, there are BMC officials, there are railway officials, they have been deployed. So railways are running special services both on central and western. They are running special services to clear the rush of Marine Drive and other places of South Mumbai. All in all, we can say it will be a quiet welcome of the year 2025 here at the iconic places of South Mumbai, but elsewhere in Mumbai, in big hotels, in big lounges, there'll be big bashes of New Year celebrations.
Indeed.
There'll be several grand parties, and as we know that Mumbai is also known as the dream city, the Bollywood city. There are several parties lined up from the B town, and they'll all be welcoming the New Year 2025 in grand style. Over to you.
So, no firecrackers for the city that never sleeps, says my colleague Shyama Mishra at Marine Drive in Mumbai. Let's take you now to Goa. Joining me is my colleague Shishir. Shishir, how is Goa decked up for the big night?
Well, absolutely. Just few hours left now for the midnight celebration here, and you can see the stage is set. Right now, I'm at one of the Marine party here right now. The performance is going on. But let me tell you what exactly the entire atmosphere. Nearly lakhs of tourists have already reached Goa in the last couple of days. The flights are booked.
Shishir, may I request you to bring the mic closer to you so we can hear you properly?
Majestic Pride Casino, make some noise!
Absolutely, Ramesh. Let me tell you that exactly what kind of atmosphere we are actually experiencing in Goa. As we're talking that the Goa is already packed with the tourists, like every year. This time around also we have lakhs of tourists. Just behind me you can see the performance has already started. People started enjoying, and we also have some of the important guests who have come here. The celebrities already arrived at Goa to locations to enjoy it, and that's the reason the people across India, the domestic tourists as well as international tourists, have already arrived in Goa and enjoying their events. Right now we have with us Mr. Srinivas Naik. Mr. Naik, you are the host basically. You are the being from hospitality industry. Goa is known for it. Just beyond left for the New Year. What kind of celebration you see here?
See, the Majestic Pride is known for its hospitality and entertainment. Every year we have a lot of celebrations. This year also, as you can see, Sikandar Brothers, they are performing live. International artists are also here. They are also performing live, as well as we have got Bollywood dancers as well.
When people leave from Goa, what kind of memories will they have in their mind of this New Year celebration?
See, this is the most fun-loving place. Goa is well known for that. And whoever comes to Goa for celebration of New Year, they will definitely have the best entertainment and they'll enjoy the most.
We were showing some of the good visuals of firecrackers in Australia, in Japan. Do we see same kind of firecracker show in Goa?
See, we have a better way of doing it this year. We are also going to have a drone show, which is just in the sky of our ship, and it is going to be a fun and enjoyment, and it's a new thing.
That was Mr. Srinivas was talking about how exactly the entire preparation made here, Ramesh, and I will definitely leave you through those visuals. I will tell my camera person to focus on stage and show you the performance which is happening right now. So obviously enjoy, the audience can also enjoy here. And these are the probably one of the important Bollywood celebrities who are performing nights here on the stage.
All right, so these were the live visuals of the celebrations taking place in Goa. Let's take you from one beach to another, this time down south to Kovalam in the southern Indian state of Kerala, where my colleague Chandu S. Nair is standing by. Chandu, can you hear me? Right, so Chandu is with us. Chandu, how's the mood in Kovalam like? How is Kovalam geared up to welcome the new year?
Yeah, here in Kovalam, all set to chime the New Year bell within next 2 hours. The bell will ring because why I am standing in Kovalam is, as this is the coastal paradise of Kerala and coastal paradise of India itself. Moreover, this is one among the 50 destinations you must see in Asia. That's why I am staying in Kovalam. Moreover, that this is in the capital city of Trivandrum. As you know, that Trivandrum is the abode of serpent god Sri Padmanabha Swami, and there is the temple, the wealthiest temple in our country. Moreover, that there are so many churches and mosques. That's we can see the social harmony here in Trivandrum, and moreover that here in Kovalam, so many people have been assembled here. Large number of people have been assembled here. They are greeting each other. They are cheerful in their faces, and moreover that they are making New Year resolutions in this occasion, because when the New Year comes, they have to put some other. They have to change their lifestyle, and that's why they are making New Year resolution. Moreover, behind me, DJ is going on there. In front of me, there is the Arabian Sea. This is the Kovalam Sea. This is the coastal area. Moreover, we can see the crescent beach here. It is not tumultuous. Moreover, it is very salubrious weather is here. It is only 22 here.
Right.
When North India is reeling from cold wave, here we can enjoy the New Year in the outside. Yeah, thank you.
All right, from Kovalam in Kerala, let me take you now to the eastern part of India, where my colleague Suprakash is joining us from Kolkata in West Bengal. Suprakash, give us a sense of these celebrations where you are.
The Kolkata people are waiting for the midnight celebration. Now we are standing in Park Street area. Park Street is the center of Kolkata and the center of the state of West Bengal. You can see besides we are standing, there is so many light decorated, and there was a celebration started from the 25th December Christmas festival, and this festival is ending today, and the people is come and gather here for welcome to the New Year 2025. And the Kolkata police also is ready to control the gathering, and you can see there are so many people is coming, and they are walking the street, they are enjoying, they are taking photos to capture the memory, and they are just taking food. In this Park Street area, there is so many restaurants, and they are taking food in this restaurant. So in every year, the Park Street area is gathered, thousands of people. But this year, the people is few is come because the West Bengal government is making the different area this New Year festival. So the people are going, people are coming, and the police also has taken so many restrictions to control the gathering.
Right, we'll leave it there. Suprakash in Kolkata, Chandu S. Nair in Kovalam, Shishir Shelar in Goa, and Shama Mishra in Mumbai. Thank you all for joining us and giving us a sense of the celebrations there in those locations. Thank you, appreciate it. Right, moving on, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine will complete 3 years in February 2025, but the fighting is still on. On Tuesday, a Ukraine drone attack sparked a fire at an oil depot in Russia's Smolensk region. For its part, Russia launched an aerial assault on Ukraine's capital, Kyiv. Russia's President Vladimir Putin told fellow citizens that the country would move forward with confidence in 2025. On New Year Eve, Russia and Ukraine swapped more than 300 prisoners of war in an exchange facilitated by the United Arab Emirates.
The conflict between Russia and Ukraine will complete 3 years in 2025. The military operation was started in 2022 and is still on. However, the difference is that the Ukrainian forces are no longer just on the defensive. They have adopted an offensive approach, striking inside Russian territory as well. On Tuesday, Ukrainian military naval drones destroyed a Russian helicopter and damaged another one in the Black Sea. In another incident, a Ukrainian drone attack caused a fuel spill and fire at an oil depot in Russia's western region of Smolensk. Meanwhile, Russia launched an aerial attack on Ukraine on Tuesday, targeting the capital Kiev and multiple other regions with a combination of missiles and drones. While addressing the country on New Year, President Putin said that the country would move forward with confidence in 2025. He said, and I quote, "On the threshold of the new year, we are thinking about the future. We are confident that everything will be fine. We will only move forward. We know for sure that the absolute value for us was, is, and will be the fate of Russia, the well-being of its citizens." Putin also paid tribute to Russian soldiers fighting in the war in Ukraine, describing them as true heroes. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un sent New Year greetings to Putin and vowed to solidify ties with Russia. Russia and Ukraine have conducted another prisoner swap brokered by the United Arab Emirates, freeing hundreds of prisoners of war. Russia and Ukraine have conducted dozens of such prisoner exchanges since 2022. Aman Kumar Humanshu's report, DD India.
And that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and around the world on the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. From the entire team here at DD India, we wish you all a very happy new year. Hope 2025 turns out to be the best year yet for all of you. We'll see you soon.